Hey Johnny, it's cheap. Gonna make a dessert today. One of my favorites. Who doesn't love creme brulee? I know, really fancy, right? Creme brulee. It's cream, egg yolks, and sugar. I mean, what a tasty dessert. And it's kind of a hassle to make. I found a recipe that's fantastic. Few ingredients, but you have to heat the cream up and get it to almost a boil, then let it cool, and you have to whisk in slowly and temper it so you don't cook the eggs, blah, blah. Mrs. Cheap found a recipe on the internet that says, hey, this is really easy. It uses ice cream and egg yolks. And that's it. Well, we got some ice cream in the freezer, cleaning out the freezer, found some ice cream. So we're gonna try it. And we're also gonna try it in the air fryer. Never done that before. Fancy dessert. So what I need, now per serving, it's half a cup of ice cream and 1 egg yolk. So we're gonna do 2 because Mrs. Cheap wants some as well. That's a great thing. This is dessert for 2. Usually creme brulee, you have to make it for, I don't know, I think it makes like 6 or 8 servings. We always have some left over because it's one of those desserts that's really good, but you can't eat a lot of it. You could have it once or twice. So I'm gonna get the cup of ice cream, and of course you could make just one of these as well. And I'm not a real exact person, so I'm just gonna kind of go by it there. That's pretty close. I'm gonna add just a little bit more, just because there was probably some air in there. And now I need to melt the ice cream. About 30 seconds in the microwave, let it melt. So the ice cream's out, mostly melted. I'm just gonna whisk it up a little, kind of get it completely melted and creamy. And that looks good. So now we just need to add our egg yolks. And of course, I'll save the egg whites, put those, you know, cook them, put them in some hash tomorrow, right? Come on. Oh, we're gonna have to do a different one. That one will be more. You know what? 1 yolk is good in egg whites. So I'm gonna try that again. That one did the same thing. My eggs, this isn't going well. Okay, new eggs. Let's try this again. And that one stayed. That's good. 1 yolk. Yolk 2. And just try and get, you don't have to get every little piece of egg white out of there, but as much of it as you can. Egg yolk just looks so, egg white looks, Okay, so there they are. A cup of melted ice cream. I used Breyer's homemade vanilla, I think it is. And you know what? You could do this with chocolate ice cream, strawberry ice cream, make different flavored creme brulees. And that looks pretty mixed up to me. Wow, if this tastes as good as the hard one does, this will be nice. So now I'm just going to try and pour these evenly into the ramekins. Oh, I think one got a little bit more than the other. I'll have to even those out. A little bit more. There we go. Those are about even. Now I need to boil some water. So our raw brulee is ready. The water is boiling. We just have to pour this into the pan. So you got to use kind of a deep pan. And you don't fill it up. You just need enough to cover the bottom a little bit, kind of like that, to surround it. And now we go in to, you know what, I'm going to turn that around so I can grab it easier, I'm thinking. The air fryer. Now the recipe says 325. I'm going to go at 300, I'm thinking. And this is one of those things where I don't know exactly how long it'll take in the air fryer. So I'm just going to put it at 20 minutes, and you just want to let it go until it jiggles just a little but looks firm. All right, so 20 minutes is up. And it actually, ooh, that looks a little brown. It looks like I already have the sugar bronzed on it. Let me grab a spoon real quick. Now I just want to, it should be a little bit jiggly. And you know what? I think those might be done. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take those and let them start cooling. But I think maybe with the air fryer, you know, since so much of the heat comes from the top, I think I may need to, I'm going to try another batch and have the top covered. I think I have just the right contraption. So we're going to do this again. Creme Brûlée part 2. And you know what? I had creme brulee like 15 years ago at a restaurant, and they had chocolate chips in the bottom of it. So I said to Mrs. Cheap, you want to try just some chocolate chips in the bottom of it? Never done that before. These are, you know, the generic, I think, Aldi chocolate chips. By the way, we probably got these a year ago or this year. They don't expire until October of 2021. We buy them when they're cheap, keep them in the pantry. So I'm just going to put a few down in the bottom. There we go. Same here. Not real scientific. Oh, go ahead. There's a couple on the counter there, Mrs. Cheap. Go ahead. There you go. Now we're going to pour these in. Yeah. Exact same mixture. Cup of vanilla ice cream. 2 egg yolks. And I cracked the egg yolks flawlessly, by the way. All right, let's try this again with my homemade contraption. So the water is still pretty hot. I'm going to cook it at the same temp, 300 degrees. Now, if you're doing this in the oven, you do it at about 325 for about 35 to 40 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in. Now, so because those browned more than I would like, I just got tin foil on another one of my things here. And we're just going to put that up there just to deflect things a little. So there's not direct heat coming down right on top of it. I don't want to cover the individual ramekins because that'll trap moisture in and it might not cook right. So we're going to try the same thing. 300 for 20 minutes with the John Eats Cheap deflector shield in place. Let's go. 20 minutes in. All right, this was the old one, see, which I don't think got done. It's still a little jiggly and brown on top, but look at that. That's how it's supposed to look. Now this needs to cook a little bit more, so I'm going to go another 10 minutes. I'm just so glad my contraption worked. It worked as planned. 30 minutes, 300 in the air fryer. Creme Brûlée. Now these should be done. And that looks much better. That looks like the ones that I make when I take them out of the oven. So I'm just going to pull them out of the water to let them cool. And Mrs. Cheap said, let's go ahead and, because these others aren't done yet, they're still a little jiggly. They need to go another 10 minutes. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water in here. And we're going to pop those in for the extra 10 minutes that I know it takes. And we'll have the shield. Look at that. That's a great idea. The heat shield. If you don't want something to get brown. 310 minutes. Now the bad thing is these have to cool for at least an hour out here. Then we put them in the fridge to finish cooling. They got to chill for a couple hours, so it's going to be a while before we can try them, but they're going to be good, I'm guessing. Creme Brûlée is all chilled. Now we're ready for, you know what, the only reason I have a torch is for Creme Brûlée. Arr, fire. This is the pyrotechnique. So first we just got a little sugar here. I'm just gonna sprinkle it on the top. Now you can see the really yellow one is the one that I had the kind of the foil cover over. And that one looks much more appealing than the one I did uncovered. So you just put about, I don't know, a little over a teaspoon of sugar in there. And now we're gonna, hope I got some fuel left here. Yeah, gonna torch it up. This is how they do it in the restaurants. Hey! Oh, I might be running out. It doesn't like it when I go down low there. So let me go up. This just puts a caramel crust on there. You don't have to do it. And for some reason it's really flaming. I don't know if that's the ingredients or what. It doesn't usually do this on my creme brulee. A little caramel crust. And then back in the fridge to chill. Make sure you turn the flame off. And there we go. We are ready to chill and then test our creme brulee. Easy creme brulee, and it's in the air fryer, so it's even quicker. I'm gonna do the one that I did uncovered first. That turned out kind of brown. There's that caramely crunch. Looks creamy. Has more of a pudding consistency and not as sweet as my regular creme brulee. So I'm going to try the other one that I did covered. I do like that crust. But yeah, see, it has creme brulee is usually a thicker consistency. Sets better. This is more like a pudding. Oh, and this is the one with chocolate chips. Forgot about that. Doesn't look like they melted though. I'm going to say that this is not a real good creme brulee knockoff. The real stuff is much better. The other one that I make. Maybe I'll need to do a video on that one sometime. Now that I've teased you with this and it's kind of a disappointment. But yeah, it doesn't set up, probably because there's not enough cream, but it doesn't set up like real creme brulee. As you can see, it's kind of runny and doesn't really have the creme brulee taste. So I'm going to mark this as a fail. Hey, they can't all be gems, right? We gave it a try, almost live on John Eats Cheap. Thanks for watching. Yeah.